Hello people, welcome to the channel, and it's the big one. It's the big one. Arsenal are back in Champions League action. Inter Milan versus Arsenal round 2. We go back at it again at San Siro because last season, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. We had 46 crosses, we achieved almost nothing. We lost, technically speaking, close game, but was it really that close? I am not too sure if you think about it, but overall, new year, new teams, new system, new style, kinda. But Arsenal are facing Inter Milan in the penultimate game of the Champions League stages, because after that there's only one game against Kairat Almaty at home, which we should be winning. Let's be real, there's no reason why we shouldn't, and all that good stuff. But speaking of Inter Milan, they're doing well in Serie A. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Arsenal fared. First versus first, Inter Milan have 49 points. They are leading Serie A by 3 points ahead of AC Milan, 6 by Napoli and everything. 16 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses. Right? Arsenal are first in the Premier League as well. They have suffered 2 losses. They have more draws and obviously less wins. But it's gonna be interesting because at the moment, if we talk about the Champions League table, of course, Arsenal are sitting on top of it, right? 6 games, 6 wins, undefeated for now in Champions League. I say for now because obviously we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. 17 goals scored, so almost 3 per game on average, which is fantastic, I'm not gonna lie, and only 1 goal conceded, which is arguably phenomenal to say the least. Inter Milan are sitting 6. They are not that close to us. They are 6 points behind us with 2 games left to go. They are not gonna overtake us because Arsenal need to lose both games and Inter Milan need to get 8 goals on Arsenal, provided Arsenal don't score anymore, which means Arsenal, by the looks of things, are gonna finish, I would say, on top of the Champions League, because if I look at the remaining 2 games, as we already talked about it, Inter Milan and Kairat Almaty, even if we lose against Inter Milan at the end of the day, we are still gonna be on top of the table unless Bayern Munich absolutely demolish the team they are playing against. So Bayern Munich's schedule, right? I'm quickly gonna check as I'm recording this video. They are playing against Union Saint-Gollen, against Belgian team, which could be a goal fest, let's just put it that way. But Arsenal, they are projected to finish top of the league, top of the Champions League group stages, which is great. It's great at the end of the day. Top in Premier League, top in Champions League. What else can you wish for? Semi-finals halfway through in Carabao Cup and FA Cup still in it. So nothing more left to say. But for me, this game is about redemption, because last year, as I mentioned, it wasn't great. It definitely wasn't great to look at. It was quite painful to look at, to say the least. But right now, yes, Arsenal are struggling to score in Premier League. But if we look at Champions League, Arsenal don't have such issues. Arsenal, the way we play football, the way teams want to play football, definitely suits us more. The thing is, we struggle against Italian teams in the last few years. We saw what happened against Atalanta. We saw what happened against Inter Milan. It wasn't great. It wasn't pretty. Italian teams obviously are notoriously well known for the defense. And it's gonna be very interesting how their manager are gonna set them up. Let's just put it that way, because they also concede 1 less goal than less goals per game on ratio. 17 goals only conceded, which for 22 games is nothing. 21 games is nothing to sneeze at if regards of Inter Milan. Arsenal have conceded 14 in 22, so obviously we have a better record defensively. In the attack, Inter Milan have scored 4 more goals, which is actually quite interesting to see. Inter Milan definitely is going to be a tough opponent. It's going to be physical, it's going to be rough. San Siro is going to be rocking as it always is. Inter Milan are going to throw everything at us. They have some good players as well. Their whole team is it tends to be unstable at times, but they tend to get the job done at the end, which is gonna be very interesting because Arsenal tend to also lack in that. Obviously, with 4 losses, you wouldn't say so about Inter Milan, but you know, they know how to step up. They went to the finals last year. Yes, they got demolished, but they got to the finals. Let's just say it as it is. They have won it before with some great players they used to have, and it's gonna be a tough challenge. It's gonna be very rough. It's gonna be a grindy game. Hopefully, we can come away injury free, let's be real, because injuries at the moment regarding Arsenal, whether you like it or not, are a bit of a concern, because Players are coming back, and this is all we love to see. The thing about Arsenal throughout the course of the season is the fact that one player comes back, one player goes back into the hospital. Let's just put it that way, and that is obviously a never good look for Arsenal. It's never helping Arsenal, never having the full squad. Now, there are lots of talks about Arsenal. Should they rotate? Should they change something? And I don't even know how to look at this, because obviously on the weekend we play against Man United. Man United play one game a week. It's gonna be rough against them. Looking how they fared against City over the weekend, and we could rotate, because this game, so to speak, doesn't mean much to Arsenal if we look from one lens, because even if we lose, most likely we're gonna finish on top of the Champions League stage, just because I expect us to win against Kairat Almaty. On the other hand, it would be great to be undefeated, right? It would be great to finish the league stage top, undefeated, and everything. But yeah, we saw what happened to Liverpool last year. Like, they were top of the league stage, they finished top of the league stage, and then they got eliminated. So very early as well in Champions League for what Liverpool achieved last year. It felt like a bit of a low blow. Let's just put it that way. So it's gonna be a very, very rough one. And Arsenal, yeah, as I already mentioned, we don't tend to struggle to score goals in Champions League, which is great. The thing is, we tend to struggle to score goals against Inter Milan and Atalanta, which struggled. This year, I expect something different. I'm very respectful towards Inter Milan just because it's Inter Milan. You never know what they're gonna throw at you. They are a very tough and very resilient team. You never know what you're gonna get when you face against these Italian teams, and they always put on a very tough outing against them. It's always gonna be that. It always has been like that, and it's always gonna be like that. So for Arsenal to win or even to draw, I don't think for Arsenal to draw, given our defensive issues at the moment, would be good. And why I say these defensive issues is mostly because Calafiori is still out. Mikel Arteta, I think he conducted an interview today. I haven't checked it out, but ultimately, I don't want to say Timber as a left back. We saw against Nottingham Forest that it was quite awful, I'm not gonna lie. So I want to see him at right back, and that again raised the questions about left back. Miles Lewis Skelly is gonna play there, and we're gonna be exposed there. I fully believe so. Yes, they don't have the paciest wingers, but they have quite techy wingers, and Miles Lewis Skelly tends to struggle against them at times. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of 11 Mikel Arteta puts out, because obviously he rested Saka against Nottingham Forest, which was very interesting to see. He came on, obviously didn't do much. Maybe he will do more against Inter Milan, because I fully expect Saka to start against Inter Milan. I expect Saka to start also against Man United. And I fully expect Arteta to put out the strongest 11, just because he will want to keep that undefeated streak going. He will want to be undefeated. He will want those bragging rights, to say the least. Arsenal are in a very good spot, no matter how you look at it. Champions League, we are through. It's going to be interesting to see who we face in the next round already. Obviously, that's going to be determined in February and nothing sooner, let's be real. But overall, I don't know, like, I'm approaching this game quite cautiously to a certain degree, because, as I said, you never know what these Italian teams can produce, because they can produce a stinker, they can produce a very exciting game, but you can never kind of disregard, especially bigger Italian teams, for scoring, for defensive abilities, and you cannot disregard the fact that they know how to get the job done. It's in their DNA. They have been there. They have done it before. Inter Milan will want to basically cement their position in the top 8, because they are on 12 points. And if you look at the Champions League table, one win, right, from Inter Milan separates them from the 16th place, which is Marseille. That is the gap, 3-point gap. Seriously, because Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Liverpool are on 12. Borussia Dortmund and Spurs, are on 11. Newcastle, Chelsea, Sporting, Barcelona are on 10. And Marseille are on 9. Juventus and Galatasaray, Monaco, Leverkusen, they all are on 9. The thing is, Monaco, Leverkusen, most of the teams that are on 9 points have almost neutral or negative or just above positive goal difference. So that is the biggest difference. Inter Milan has +8 goal difference. So that shouldn't be a bother for them as well. So It's gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be a nerve-wracking game without shadow of a doubt because it's Arsenal. You want them to win no matter what, no matter how, who plays, what plays, against who we play. You want to win no matter what. We want to make a statement. We don't want to see the repeat of the last year where we produced, well, kind of almost nothing. 46 crosses and purposeless crosses, let's be real. And it's going to be interesting to see what Christian Kivu, I think Kivu is the manager, on top of my head, I don't want to get this wrong, but I think it is Kivu, what he is going to do, how he is going to basically manage everything, how he's going to set up against Arsenal, because it seems that basically with Arsenal, playing against Arsenal is rough, because if you park the bus, play mid-low blocks, you have a better chance than going straight at them. If you play open football against us, you're gonna get picked apart. If you play on counter-attacks, it's a bit, there's more chance. We saw that against Nottingham Forest. We have seen this over the course of the season and the past few years. But I don't think Inter Milan are gonna sit back. They're gonna be at home. They will want to cement their spot in the top 8. So they will have to go for it to a certain degree. They will have to go for it. Arsenal are the ones who kind of don't need much from this game at the end of the day. They don't need almost anything, which is a very weird way to approach this game, but no matter how you look at it, I want us to win. Yes, if we lose, if we drop points, it won't be a disaster. Obviously, it depends how we do it, of course. If it's the repeat of last year, oh God help us all. But at the same time, you want to win the games, you want to win them all, and Arsenal, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go 7-4-7 in Champions League. So, and my prediction for this game is 2-1 Arsenal win. I think it's going to be a 2-1 narrow win. I think Arsenal's defense are going to hold up. We might go 2-0 up and then we're going to concede in the end while sitting back and inviting the pressure, because that is somehow Arsenal's trademark, how they mostly concede. When they basically get the result they want, a draw, they play for a draw, or they are 1 goal ahead or 2 goals ahead. To then part of the game, they sit back and then invite the pressure, and then we concede, and it's squeaky bum time at the end of the day. So yeah, I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal win. I think Arteta is going to play most likely a strong 11 as possible. And yeah, come on you Gunners. Let me know what you think about the game. Let me know what your predicted score, predicted 11. Like the video, subscribe, and see you very, very soon. Peace.